Yo, what's up, y'all? It's the Mma Analyst here to do let's call it a rant. Let's move this mic a little bit. There we go. My little rant discussion about UFC 112 and the actions of Anderson, the Spider Silva. So let's get right down to it. Let's adjust my chair too. Sit up nice and straight. Breakdown, the breakdancing beatdown. Let's do that. That's what I'm calling it. First things first, let's not be confused with what happened out there. One of those fighters got his ass whooped. Orbital bone jacked up. Nose broke. Face swollen. Can't see out of one eye. Completely, unrecognizable to maybe, the guy got raped, Damian Maia got destroyed. And it took Anderson Silva a couple punches, a knee, and a kick to do it. Dude looked like he got jumped into the Crips. You know what I mean? Send him his red hoodie and his red jacket and his red pants and his red, his red shoes. Send it to him because dude's in the gang. He must be. Dude looked like he got hit by Thor's hammer. Looked like he got hit by a spike bat, a Mack truck. Looked like Bob Sapp landed on him from jumping out of an airplane. The dude got destroyed. It took 2 rounds. That's it. 2 rounds, minimal effort from Anderson Silva. So clearly, we're overlooking something real quick, is that this fight was not even a challenge in any way for Anderson Silva. And then he started dancing. And that's what people have a problem with. Dana White was upset with even the taunting and the ass whooping part. He didn't want any of that. He just wanted to come out and bow, done. That's up to him. Everybody's got their own little preferences. But let's just talk about what Anderson Silva did and what was he supposed to do. So, Anderson Silva went out there, he won. Was he supposed to do anything else? It would have been nice. I would have liked if he would have went there and won in a more entertaining fashion. Rounds 3, 4, and 5 were not good. I didn't like them. But I am not, and I don't want to sound condescending or anything like that, but I don't have the misconception that he owes us anything, and let's discuss that real quick. I'm going to answer the question I asked. We are watching the sport of MMA. The sport of MMA consists of mixed martial arts fighters in a non-scripted battle with each other for one of them to be victorious. Sometimes you win by somebody losing consciousness from punches. Sometimes you win by somebody tapping out, from submission. Sometimes you win because the judge has decided after the time has run out that you are the winner. Sometimes it's exciting. Sometimes it's not. Most people in the United States, watch the sport of MMA through the organization of the UFC. The UFC is not a sport, right? Dana White is a president, a CEO. He wants what is most exciting because what is most exciting will bring more money. That's the reason he's so upset. He's really mad because that wasn't something that will make him money in the future. Simple as that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about what does Anderson owe us. Let's talk about going to let's say a hockey game. I don't know if Americans watch hockey, whatever. You're at a hockey game. You paid, and here in Toronto, man, you try and get front row seats. Toronto, chilling, literally in the cold. That's a $600 ticket to see a bum-ass team go out there and lose half the season's game. So you go out there, you pay $500. You got your boy with you. He paid $500. You watch the game. Let's say they get beat 10-0. They just show up. They suck. They get raped, destroyed. Does anybody say I want my money back? My team didn't try hard enough. My team didn't perform in a manner which was entertaining to me. I left after 7-0. Didn't even see half the third period. No. You deal with it. Why? It's a sport. Things happen. Sometimes it's entertaining. Sometimes it's not. Now, does he owe us anything? He doesn't owe us entertainment. Sometimes he's entertaining because sometimes entertainment and winning go together. In MMA, it's different than in any other sport. Let's talk about that real quick. In other sports, you've got a guy with the basketball. He wants to get the ball into a little teeny circle with a little net on the bottom. All right? But there's a bunch of guys in the way who don't want that to happen. So they are trying to get in the way and block him from being able to bring this little ass ball, put in this little ass net, 250-pound men in front of him. So he's got to find a way. I got to get around these guys. So I'm going to try a crossover. Or I'm going to do a pass. I'm going to do a no-look pass. I'm going to put the ball through my legs. I'm going to try and do things that will make this guy unable to defend against me. That automatically becomes entertaining because the better your guy gets on offense, the better they get on defense, the more you got to do on offense, the more your team's got to move around. So now, getting that ball into the hoop has become entertaining most of the time because, these guys are high-level athletes trying to put the ball in the hoop, trying to stop the ball from getting in the hoop. So you got guys dunking and alley-oops and 360s and all types of craziness. But the reality is they're only playing to put the ball in the hoop. The entertainment is a byproduct of professional athletes. That's it. That's all it is. If they could get the ball into the hoop without putting it through their legs and behind their back and no look passes, they would. They will walk up, dribble the ball, 1, 2, 3, lay it up, maybe dunk it, make sure they don't miss, walk back. It wouldn't be entertaining. But if they could do it, they wouldn't be doing all this extra stupid stuff for no reason. Anderson Silva went out there, got a 30-point lead, and took off his starters. That's it. Happens all the time in MMA. I mean, in other sports, Tom Brady, sit your ass down. We got a big-ass lead. You did good. What about all the fans that wanted to see Tom Brady for the whole... No, they're not thinking, but they're like, look, don't play Tom Brady anymore. We don't need him to get hurt when we're raping these dudes. So sit Tom Brady down. Matter of fact, let's take out all the starters and let's put in the little bench dudes. And if the other team happens to somehow miraculously come back from this 30-point lead, then maybe we'll put the starters back in. It's called coasting. I don't like it. I don't like it in MMA. I didn't like it on Saturday, but it happens. It happens sometimes. Sometimes fighters get a lead. They get a takedown. How come he's not going for the ground and pound? He's already in the lead 2 rounds to nothing. He doesn't need to ground and pound anybody out. He can just hold this dude down for 3.5 more minutes and get the win. That's all he has to do. So, Anderson Silva got a big-ass lead. Then he coasted. During that time, he did nothing illegal. Some people will say he taunted, which is, illegal. And he tried to run away. He was trying to be inactive or whatever the word is. Fine. Referee, step up earlier. Don't step up with 1 minute left in the 5th round when he's up 4-0 and say, I'm going to take off a point if you do it again. There's only 30 seconds left. If Dan Miragliotta wants to, say right away, yo, stop that. Don't try and hide behind me in round 3, dog. That's a point. If you do that again, I swear to God, you'll lose a point. And then if he starts taking off points, Anderson Silva will start engaging. But he didn't. No big deal. It's unprecedented. This kind of thing doesn't happen. He didn't know really how to deal with it. I can't hate Dan Miragliotta for this. But the point is, Anderson Silva abided by the rules. The only thing Anderson Silva could have done that was illegal, that Dana could fine him for, that Dana should be upset for, is if he would have went out there and tried to throw a fight. That's illegal. You can't do that. But he didn't. He went out there and he won. And he did what it took to win. Now, let's talk about something a lot of people don't talk about. Anderson Silva is a counterpuncher. Yeah, he whooped Chris Leland's ass. He whooped Forrest Griffin's ass. He broke Rich Franklin's nose so many times you think he would need more noses in order for a nose to be broken that many times. Yes, all of this stuff happened. He submitted, this guy. He submitted that guy. But the reality is they came to him. They said, yo, I'm putting myself in the realm of the spider web. Try and catch me. And he said, swoop, 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 swoop. Win. Swoop, swoop, swoop. That's, the spider doing his thing. Win. Sometimes, the spider will, do something. And the guy goes, I'm not going in that web. I'm staying over here, latest. I'm not jumping in the web, man. I'm not going out there like some monkey just to get my ass beat. I'm only getting paid $20,000. It gets boring. Anderson's not going to go after you. Anderson's a counterpuncher. Just like Machida's a counterpuncher. Anderson's not as crazy as Machida when it comes to, and Machida's, I guess, not as crazy as Anderson, but they're counterpunchers. They don't go out there. It looks like it because Anderson Silva's finished 8 out of 11 opponents, and I'm not in the UFC, and I'm not including the time Cote finished himself. But the reality is, they put themselves in his game, and he whooped them. So when people don't go into his game, he does enough to win. Do I like it? No. But it is a sport. I asked the question before, sport or sports entertainment, I'm going to answer it. You know what I mean? It's clearly a sport. But people like to be entertained. And sometimes they don't always line up together. Sometimes it can be a win without entertainment. If you want to know what I'm talking about, obviously we've all watched John Fitch fight. Everybody wants to see John Fitch finish somebody. Damn. As many times as he fought dudes that he should have been able to finish, and he still goes to the decision. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, what else? What happens if everybody did this? How would you feel? That's ridiculous. Everybody can't do it. Simple as that. That's quick. That's a quickly shut down. Everybody can't do what Anderson Silva is doing. Matter of fact, nobody else can in MMA do what Anderson Silva is doing. So, at the highest level. So, shut that down right there. What else? I just wrote a few things down. Man, my boy Chase, I was surprised, man. He said, if you don't want to, you got to step outside of your element. Wrong. And if you don't like it, then you should leave MMA. Wow. I was like, Chase, really? Leave MMA? I have a better idea. If you, and not you, no disrespect, but fans who want to be assured of an exciting outcome before a fight, you want to make sure that this is going to be exciting, then watch wrestling, because they got that scripted. They got professionals, man. They're good. They got top dogs, man. I'm telling you. I don't watch it anymore, but I'm telling you, man, they got crazy stuff going on. They beating people up in the back thing, putting them in cars, driving off to hostages, and man, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's exciting. And it's going to be exciting because it's scripted. So if you want to make sure that they're going to be entertained, then you can't watch MMA because it's not always going to be entertaining. And when it's not entertaining, don't go on a hissy fit. Just realize that sometimes it's not going to be entertaining. What else do we got? Let's see. Did I cover everything already? Let's see. Oh, what does Anderson Silva fight for? Let's go right back to the beginning. I say he doesn't owe us anything. You say he does. And I say you as in the people who thinks he does. So what does he owe us? Anderson Silva doesn't actually get paid according to us liking him. I mean, reality. Anderson Silva is not one of those promoted guys. Like, we're going to put you... I mean, he doesn't speak English. Some people say he does. Whatever. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't look like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, Matt Hughes, Rich Franklin. He don't look like those guys. Those have always been the dudes. Even now, you know what I mean? Even when they want... Randy Couture, Tito Ortiz, or even when they wanted some of these guys to retire, Chuck Liddell, they're still sending them to TV shows to talk. Those are the guys that MMA fans look at in general. That's why you got Harley Davidson and beer and stuff like that as the main sponsors. Because the reality is the massive majority of MMA fans are Caucasians. And when somebody like Brock Lesnar comes over from wrestling, tons of fans, we're going to give you pieces of the pay-per-view and whatever, whatnot. That's the guy who needs people to either like him or hate him. He needs people to buy because he's going to make money from that. Anderson Silva doesn't make money off that. Anderson Silva wins, he loses, he gets paid. He gets, in the UFC, it's just he wins. He gets paid according to win bonus. Maybe a knockout of the night. Maybe, you know what I mean? But that's it. So what's he fighting for? He's fighting for a win. He might be fighting for pride. He might be fighting for ego. He might be fighting for a challenge. That's definitely not being fulfilled. He might be fighting to pay his rent. He might be fighting for his 8 kids or whatever. But he's not fighting for me. He's not fighting for you. And that's what I realize. I'm a fan of the sport. I'm a fan of many of these fighters. It's a two-way thing. I watch, they perform. Sometimes, it doesn't work because I watch and they don't perform. I'm like, damn. Damn. There's a lot of exciting fighters that get cut from the UFC because they don't win. They go out there and they try and be exciting. They try and get fight of the night. They lose fight of the night. They fight again. They get submitted. See you later. You were exciting. We'll get somebody else that's exciting now that maybe can win. John Fitch, as boring as he is to a lot of these guys, he's still around. You know what I mean? So, let's sum it up real quick. Anderson Silva, A, if he did do something wrong, the referee should have jumped in quicker. B, he won. C, he coasted. D, he doesn't really owe us anything. If we want to watch scripted, for sure, to be entertaining stuff, we gotta watch something else. We gotta watch WWE. We gotta watch TV, just like TV shows, comedies, sitcoms. You know what I mean? Late night shows. I don't know. Not golf. But I'm just saying. It's MMA. MMA, the sport. That's what I'm talking about. And it's important, y'all. That's all I got to say, really. Peace. Damn it. I did it again. 2 times in one day. All right, real quick, I'll just say some of the things that I said. A, I compared it to dunking. Round 1, round 2, it was dunking. Something that other people weren't doing. Something completely unprecedented. That's what he was doing. He dunked, coasted. Number 2, I compared it to other infractions where I say, Tiger Woods did this immoral thing. I purposefully picked bigger deals. Things that were illegal in the criminal law. Things that were immoral according to the way we think things should be in society. I did it on purpose. Because what Anderson Silva did was merely not fight the way you wanted him to. So you'd make a decision. Do I support Anderson Silva anymore? We have to make these decisions in other sports. But it's hard to come up with something like that because it doesn't really happen. You know what I mean? Do I want to watch a basketball team anymore? I mean, if they win, and that's what I want. So there's not many things that they can do that would cause us to say, I'm not going to support that guy anymore because of what he did on the court or on the ice or on the field. As long as they're winning, people support them. So it's hard to say, what if he did this? Because Anderson didn't do anything illegal in the cage. So I had to use moral stuff or legal stuff to compare it to. So that's why I did that. And that's that. But I just had to get those 2 things out of the way. I saw that I hadn't really mentioned them. And I think that's that, y'all. Yeah, it is. Peace.